What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Blewgrass and Bands Black Bald. I'm just bringing y'all a quick story out of Naperville, Illinois. It's the story of Alexander Kearns. Alexander was a 20-year-old man who unfortunately committed suicide due to him opening up the Robinhood app, which is a trading and investment app. And he saw that instead of the $16,000 that he had as his life savings, he found himself $750,000 in the negative, in the red. Which is, first of all, you look at that and you should kind of tell that that's a glitch, but that's neither here nor there. He took the information as it was. Robinhood should have never did that. But yeah, to only have a $16,000 investment in anything and then come up $750,000 in the red, that's just a little suspicious. I would have never took that totally seriously. But that's not what this one's about. It comes down to like worship. When you tie your identity and you begin to worship other things besides God. When you start to worship money and you tie your identity to money and who you are, to how much money you have in the bank. This brother was 20 years old. He had $16,000 saved up. That for a 16-year-old, that's pretty damn good if you ask me. And you have so much life ahead of you to make 20, 30, 40 times more than that. Why would you kill yourself at 20 years old? You should never feel like you have to kill yourself at any age because of the monetary value attached to your name. As you live, you understand money comes, money goes. The only thing you have control of in this life is your feelings, your own happiness. People can say what they want about you. They can do what they want to you. They can tease you, call you broke, ruin your reputation. But the only thing you can control is your own happiness, your own, how you feel about yourself inside, your smile, your frown, your cries, your tears. And that's, even when we pass, I believe that's the only thing that's left that we have as a single cell organism, or whatever happens after this world or in this cosmos, is our good and bad feelings that we have. This also happens when people worship females. You'll worship like a girlfriend and you say you love her and she loves you, and then y'all break up, and then these brothers start stalking the chick, and then they end up killing her and them killing themselves. It's because they were no longer following God. They were no longer following a higher power. They were worshiping that woman as a part of their identity. So you should never worship. You can fall in love with a woman. Nothing is fall in love. Fall in love is like a family member, like you give to them. You'll, to take the shirt off your back. You'll pick them up if they need a ride somewhere. If you got it, I got it, type of thing like that, If I got something and you need some help, I'll give to you because I love you like that. That's godly love. But it's not godly love to be stalking somebody, to be showing up at their house, to not let them date somebody else after y'all break up. That's when you're worshiping that person. And the same thing goes like when you're because I remember one time when I was close to killing myself, I had lost my job, a job I had been at for 10 years under bad circumstances. I was embarrassed. I felt like that was my whole total identity, was that job. That's who I was, That's who I was, and that's who I will always be. And I realized I started, not only that was with me, I wasn't worshiping the job, but that was self-worship and self-ego. I felt like I was such a, like me losing my job. So many people cared about me losing my job, and it was such a big deal that everybody was just going to look at me different, and I could never recover. So I had a mental breakdown. You got to realize that's your ego getting in the way sometimes. When you lose these big corporate jobs, or you're not making the same income, or your status as a pastor or a public figure is ruined, or even just tarnished, life isn't over, man. There's always somebody that first will relate to you. The true ones that love you will never leave you. And just take it as a learning lesson that you can somehow spend and turn and become a better person when you come out of it. We can't believe, that we're special. That's what hurts people. When you think when you think you have a job, or you think you have a certain status, or a certain place in this world that puts you above others, when you're brought down to that level, that same level as everybody else, that's when people have a problem with it, because their ego says, hey, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Underwood, or I'm CEO Underwood, I'm the director of this company, I'm pastor, I'm pastor such and such. When you're adding a title, I'm doctor. When you add a title to your name to make you feel more prestigious than the common man that's working every day and working hard to raise his family, or the common woman that's, struggling to get off drugs, you're not better than any of those people. Life can change at the drop of a hat. That's why I love talking to people that have been addicted to drugs, or maybe even still addicted to drugs, because sometimes if you listen to their stories, not only will you avoid their pitfalls, but you realize at any second that could be you. At any second that could be you. You lose the wrong person. You fall into the wrong hardship. Hell, a lot of people addicted to heroin, it was because they got injured and they got addicted to pain pills. It was just the way their body connected with the drug. So never say you will never be in somebody's position when you don't know that person's story. Because that same arrogance, when you say I'll never be there, when you go through it, it'll hit you 10 times harder, because you believe that you were better than that person. And you might end up committing suicide over it. So, rest in peace, Alexander Kearns. But just remember, people, worship God first. You can only control your own emotions. And remember, the next day always can get better. Always can get better, and always makes you stronger. And don't attach any outside thing to tell you who you are as a person and what you are inside. You know who you are inside, and if you don't like it, the next day wake up and change it. This is Blewgrass and Bands, Blackball. I'm out.